Hi everybody, it's Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I know this is cheating. I told you guys I would be on tonight for my live since I didn't do it last night. My daughter's going out of the country for work and then a little vacation, so I had dinner with her last night, and then today discovered that I have COVID. So that would explain probably why I'm extremely tired the last few days. But I thought while I had some energy, I just had a nap. So while I had some energy, I would video this ahead of time and then get it out, post it out there so that you did at least have something to watch. I'm afraid I'm going to fall asleep or something and miss the 7 o'clock. So I've got all the cards ready to show you. And so I will just, like I said, I'm going to film it and put it together and get it out there for you. So let's get started. Today, I'm going to bring you the Little Dreamers bundle. I got these cards at, can you see that? I got these cards in my swaps at Backstage. I should probably take it out of the wrapper. And it just, I thought that they were really cute. And I wanted to try and recreate something like it for you guys. So here it is without the wrapper. So this is one of them that I liked, that I swapped that I got with this set. I only got a couple, but I will show you guys at another time too the other cards that I got. But this is the one that I'm trying to, let me see who made that one first. Sharon Rogers, doesn't say where she's from. Sharon Rogers made that first one. This one is made by Jackie Lawrence from Elmhurst, Illinois. And this was from the swap I did with the patchwork swap. Well, little did I know that this here is a patchwork die that he was talking about he wanted us to use. But me, along with several other people, didn't understand that, and we made like quilt cards. So I really liked this, and I thought that I would show you guys. Like I said, she used the patchwork die for this, and she used 2 different colors of designs of paper, and then it cuts each of these pieces out, and then she used a little elephant and stuff. So this is the card that I'm going to that was my inspiration for what I had planned to show you guys last night, and now I'm going to show you today. So let me, oh, I don't even have my camera set up, but let me turn my camera down and show you guys the cards that I came up with. So actually, I'll hold them up here real quick while I got you on this. So I don't have the die, so I'm just going to show you guys. We're just going to cut our pieces, and I'm using 3 pieces. So when you cut the 3 pieces, you'll be able to make 3 cards. So I made this card, and this card. So let's get cruising on those, and I'll show you how I made them. All right, so I'm going to start with the first card. I'm going to make the little elephant first. I've got 3 card bases that are 4 1/4 by 11. Fold it in half. You will use, I'm using anyway, 3 different patterns of paper. These were from the like Friends Are Like Seashells pack. I thought that they were neutral looking baby colors, so I'm using those. And then again, I'll show you her card. From the die, it makes the different shapes. So if you've got fun scissors that you could cut waves or something, wavy cut scissors or something like that, you could use those. I'm just going to use my cutter and cut. I got the 3 pieces. I'm just going to cut them. I guess I'm going to cut them in half. I'm having a hard time laying them back down and getting the spacing right, so I'm going to try cutting these from corner to corner this time. If I can see the corner to corner and see if that helps me lay them on there better. So got one. And then we can cut 2. And then we can cut this one. So we got 3 pieces on that half. And then we could get 3 pieces on this half. I'm going to put them in back in this way so that I can make sure I keep my lines straight. Or straighter. So I got 1 on that one. Two, 3. So we've got our 6 pieces, and then we're going to just kind of start laying them out into 3 sets. My hands are sticky from when I just tried to do this. So we've got yellow, blue, dotted. So now we're going to go dotted, yellow, blue, dotted, yellow, blue, dotted, yellow, blue, dotted, yellow, blue. Now it's pink, but yeah. Dotted, yellow, blue. All right, so now we've got our 3 card strips laid out. Move them off to the side. And then I've got 4.5. No, this is 4 3/4 by 3.5. And we're just going to now start to lay our pieces and glue them on there. So if you want to lay them out first, give you a little bit of heads up where you got to put them, where you want to glue them to help you. You know, should have like a 1/4 inch border around the whole thing. That. Like that. And then we could just start gluing them down. Readjust that a little bit for getting them with the 1/4 inch border and see how it ends up. I think that looks kind of okay. If not, I will trim when I get done. I'll trim the excess off when I get done. Let me pull this little thing down to get that out of the way. I'm going to line them up. They should line up like that. Looks like my spout is getting a little dried up. That. That looks pretty good. Like I say, I can trim the excess off if I've messed up my positioning somewhere along the way, which is quite possible. So you want it to look a little bit like that. I do have it on there. Either I cut crooked. No, I've laid it on there crooked, but we can go and try and trim that up a little bit and see what we get. I got glue on the other side from when I tried this. A little bit ago. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I wanted that side, I had a little bit more on there. So then I'm going to take some ribbon. I've got some old ribbon here, some Snowflake Splendor ribbon. And I'm just going to wrap it around and tie a knot, tie a bow, whatever you prefer. Like that. And I'm going to bend the paper a little bit so that I can move the ribbon without bending the edges too much. Then that's going to glue on to the front of here. And then I have this, I don't know if you want to call it a seal or a starburst. It's an old punch, but it was the size that I wanted it for this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that flat down onto my cart. You could pop it up if you wanted, but I'm going to glue it flat. Just down in this area. Right there. Then I've got some basic white that I'm going to stamp the elephant on. Here's the stamp set I'm using. It's called Little Dreamers. It is a bundle. I have the stamps and the dies. We're going to do the elephant first with the Memento ink. And then we're going to cut that out with the coordinating dies. In this die set, cuts out the animals, but you also get some extras. You get a cloud, a moon, another cloud, and then these stars that are not stamps in the set. So we're going to use the elephant, and I'm going to use my small machine. Plug up my glue real quick. I'm going to put that on there. And there we go. We got the elephant done. And then, I probably could have colored him first, but I've got some gray granite light and dark markers. And I have a light Flirty Flamingo that I'm going to try and do the inside of his ears with. Might have to get the... Maybe I had a different pink that I used. I think I used this Pebbled Path, actually. for the inside of his ear. And then I'm just going to go ahead with my dark gray granite. And I'm going to put some like dark in the areas that you might want it a little bit darker, and then we'll blend it from there, like where there might be some shadows or just areas that it should be a little darker. And then I'm going to go under his ear here. All right, and then I'll take my light one, and then we're just going to kind of color the rest of him in. And then we'll go over the area that had the dark and blend it out. And I'm going in circles because I saw somewhere that you get less like lines and stuff. It blends better if you go in circles. So I'm going in circles. Whew, that's strong. Wow. My nose is doing all kinds of weird stuff again, being sick. The smells that I'm getting are just, wow, pungent, knock me over, strong. Like I can barely breathe with this marker. It shouldn't be that strong. Whew. All right, so just gonna go in a circle. And as you guys know, the more strokes that you make, the marker kind of dries out, so it kind of helps you at times make some lighter spots, but because it dries up a little bit, so it helps the blending go a little better. But we'll see if I can. We'll see how that's looking. And then you can just keep going over it where you want it to blend a little better, where you want it darker. So I'm going to stop right there. I think that that'll be all right. And then I popped him up on the front of my card. And I want it to look like he's kind of running, hopping, whatever kind of thing. So we'll go there. And then I did take, I already cut this oval out. And I forgot to write down what stamp set, or what die set that came from. Sorry. It's a current one. I just don't know which one it is. I apologize. But I'm going to use my Pebbled Path ink, because I wanted a little bit darker ink, but not black. All right. And I'm using the congratulations on your new little one. And then I'm going to pop that up on the front. And then I will put some glue on the back of this. You can see where I started to make my card and realized that I had the pieces in the wrong spot. So I restarted. And if you do that, you got two sides to all your paper, right? All right, so then we're going to stick this down. Just going to, it's not really going to center with the same space around all the sides, but it'll be pretty close. And I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to open it and press it down from the inside. And there's our first card. And I like the darker ink better on this one than the, I used the gray granite ink on the first one. I like this one better. Darker, flows, I think it flows nicer. So there's our first card. Moving on to our second card, we'll do the little lion next. I think he's a cutie. So again, I've got the 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of paper. I got thick white here. We're going to work with the crushed curry base for this one. It's going to go, well, it doesn't matter, we can lay them flat. Let's find our pieces. Got them back here. I'm going to lay them on there just again to get an idea of what I'm looking at for spacing. Because it needs to be the 1/4 of an inch all the way around. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'll start with this one. Get that down. Probably got to go up a smidge. That looks like not enough at the bottom. All right, we're going to call that good right there. In this Stampin' event that I was at, in case anybody's wondering, I know I've said it before, but there's no, we don't do stamping at this backstage event that I was at. It's a leadership conference, so it's all kind of business building techniques and things like that. But we had a good time. I did learn a bunch of new things that I might end up trying, you know, I hope to. Some class ideas, some more video ideas. If anything, probably will up my video presence just because I enjoy doing my videos. And I still get to be creative and share it with you guys. And did I grab that piece from the wrong one? Where'd that piece come from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, how's it? Let me pause while I figure out how this goes in there. False alarm, I had it upside down. I gotta put the, you probably saw that on the video and wanted to yell at me. No, no, Jill, that's right, it's just upside down. I needed this pattern up. Not the blue. Okay, now the blue one goes down. So anyway, my event, it was nice. We had a lot of breakout sessions of, you know, what works for people, what they suggest. We had a social media, keynote speakers for social media were there. And for anybody that's watching that's a demonstrator, you can log in to Stampin' Up! And join the social media challenge that's going on. And I would have to look and exactly be able to tell you where it's at on the site, but it's Sam and Greg Hind are the husband and wife that were there, and they are, it's a 14-day help us do our get better with social media training that they're offering for free. And it's open to all demonstrators. So if that's something that you're interested in, go take a peek online and see if you find it. If not, give me a shout and I will see what I can do to find it and get you the information, because it looks like it's going to be pretty neat to help us like get out there. So this time I'm going to glue it down now while I'm right here. Trying to think what else we did. We had a nice event the first night. They called it Sweets and Swaps, and if you made swap cards, you would swap with your other people then. And you guys saw my swap cards. I posted those on, made a couple videos showing you them. It was pretty nice. It was outside by the pool. They had it all fancied up around the pool, and we got a cool pair of sunglasses as a gift. And yeah, it was nice. We had it was hot, but it was nice out. And then the last night we went to the Mirage Hotel for the Beatles show, Cirque du Soleil show called Love, and that was really neat too. That was definitely a highlight. Okay, so now this time I'm using the little lion with black. I better stamp him this way so that I can have enough paper on this to do the next guy. Then we'll cut him out. Let's see, I did pretty good cutting the first one without any tape to hold it in place. Can I do it again? And they look fairly easy to cut. Oops, I gotta turn it the other way. The handle's on the wrong side. They look fairly easy to cut out if you don't have the dies. The dies just, like I said, give you some extra stars and little background things to use. But nope, I did it, didn't I? I messed it up. I got my tape here somewhere too. Should be using it. Okay. We're doing this one no matter how. Ah, no, I can't be that far off. Okay, maybe I'll edit the video and cut all that out. We'll see. Didn't want to have to edit too much this time around. Shaking. Oh, where's my tape? Where's my tape from Debbie Green? Or Mom gave me a roll of another kind of tape. All right, neither of them are over here anymore, so we're going to have to carefully lay this down again. Okay, we're going with it. Whatever we get, we get. All right. Oh, he didn't turn out too bad, did he? So now I've got some Daffodil Delight dark and light blenders, and I'm going to just go around the star with the dark a little bit, and then I'll fill it in with the light. This one was super alcohol-y yesterday when I was making my samples. Doesn't look to be doing too bad, but I do have different paper than I used last night. All right, and then I'm going to do his face and his tummy in the same. I'm just going to do a little bit of the dark, though. Around. Let me get his face a little bit. And on his tummy. Blend those out a little bit. And like I said, where your dark is, you want to just kind of use your lighter color or your like your 0 blender number and pull out from the dark, and it'll blend it down and out. And that also, if you do the circle motions, it helps blend out those lines. All right, so now I'm going to do the whole rest of him in my wild wheat. And I know we all struggle with this color. It is one heck of a color, isn't it? It definitely has a place. Just not sure where that is yet. So I'm just going around with a little bit of the dark. I mostly use the light color on this guy. All right, that's good enough. Come back with the light. And when I use this pointy end, I barely touch the paper with it because it is very pointy and you'll mush it down if you press too hard. And then it's not very precise, but maybe it's not supposed to be. Maybe you're supposed to bend it up a little bit, but I don't like mine bent. And I don't really know if this is my lion, the good color for my lion, but this is what I thought he would be cute at in this wild wheat color. I might have called him a tiger a little while ago. Sorry if I did. He's not a tiger. He's a lion. All right, we're going to stop there. I could keep blending, but I'm starting to go downhill rapidly here, so I'm going to stop and finish this video up for you. All right, and so now I have the crushed curry circle that I used, one of the stitched circle dies, a smaller one. And I put him up a little bit higher so that he was maybe not that high. And then I put a little bit of dimensionals on the back of him. I lost them, so we'll use these. Oops. Okay. Little dreamer. Oh, cutie. Okay, and I'm just going to put that on there. And then I have a piece of white that I've got for the words for him. And we're going to use the Little Baby Big Love for this one. in our crushed curry ink. I'm not sure where my newer style crushed curry pad is. It's kind of weird. I found two this style. One was felt and one was this spongy, but I can't find my actual new spongy one. Just have to keep looking. Don't you love how you can lose stuff right in one space? Shouldn't be that hard to keep track of stuff, but oops, telephone. We're going to ignore it. And then we're going to cut this out. I don't know who that is. Nobody that I know. So we will just let it ring and ignore it. Dargy Duels or whatever they're saying. I have no idea. So then we're just going to cut this out. Go around, give it a little bit of, there we go. And we're going to pop that up down there. At the bottom. And then on this card, I brought over some there we are, sequins. On this one, I use these little faceted gems, kind of have a neat shine to them. This one, I brought over these sequins that I found in my package with the other stuff. So I'm going to put a bunch of these around on there and see how they look. I think that they're going to blend really pretty with the paper and stuff. Can't really see them, but they take on a little iridescent. I think I might like the faceted ones better. Maybe I have to do a this or that post. You guys could tell me which one you like better. All right, so that's card number 2. And then card number 3, we're going to do the little cow with the same idea. I got Flirty Flamingo. I got my pieces of paper. And this time I'm just going to, because they're all messed up, I don't know what ones. There we go. There. So now I'm just going to glue these down. I'm not going to take as much time to put them on the space that they belong in. Hopefully by this 3rd time I've got it kind of figured out. I need my 1/4 inch space. That. And I think if you put one on crooked, it kind of messes up the alignment of the other ones, but you know, that's where the die comes in handy. If you got the die, makes it straightforward, no guessing, you know exactly what you got, what you're working with. So I would recommend the die, but this does work. But let's be honest, without the die, I may never do this again because I like it more precise than what I'm able to do. Okay. that down. And put our last corner on. And yes, that one is definitely crooked. That's what happens, right? So let's see, can I put that on there a little bit over? No. Let's try and see if I could fix that line up a little bit. We can do that. Let's see if I gotta cut that a little bit. Yep, highly recommend the die. All right, I sort of straightened that up a little bit. Get that little guy off my block. Bring in the cow. Bring in my white paper. Where's my white paper for the cow? Block. Black ink. And then while I got the ink, I will do two of these little star things. Now I cut these out by hand, but there is a die for them, so we will see if I feel like cutting them out or use a die. And then we're going to cut or color our little cow first this time. And I did his nose is in the Bubble Bath, light Bubble Bath. I give him a pink little nose. And then I did his little hooves. Well, I did the rest of him in the Pebbled Path, light and dark. And let's see, I did a little pink in his ears. And then I went around with the dark. Just in some of the areas that might be a little darker. Go by his foot. And down here. All right. Maybe I better do a little bit down here where he's kind of sitting on the ground. And then I came in with the light. And filled him in the rest of the way. Trying to stay within my lines. And oh, pooey, I didn't want to do that part of his face. Whoops, that's all right. I'm going to stop. Just his little legs. Yep, I didn't want to do that. That's all right. We'll just color in a little spot. He's got a spot on his face. 2 spots on his face. All right, we're going to call that good. And then I took the light, Oh yeah, I got the light over here. This is the dark gray granite. I got the light gray granite, and I just went over his hooves. Oops, I gotta do his tail. Do his tail in the dark. And I'm just gonna, because I got little random spots other places, I'm just gonna put a little bit on his ear. And we're gonna call him done. And so then we're gonna cut him out. Actually, let me color these and then I'll pause you guys while I cut him out. Doing the same thing, I got a little bit of the dark daffodil for the stars. We'll fill them in with the light. Oh boy, these are strong. Okay, we'll fill it in with the light. Try and blend that out a little bit. This side looks to be a little bit more alcohol-y. And what color do we got here? Light Flirty Flamingo and dark Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to come off the beginning with some dark, and then I just drug it down in there, and I got the light. To kind of blend that out. And then this other one, I did not bring the blue over. I gotta go get it. This is actually retired Seaside Spray is what the blue is in that paper. So it's not that noticeable that it's like retired, but if you put it up next to Balmy Blue, it's very noticeable that it's not. So I didn't have a color marker to use, so I had to use the actual color that was going to help it blend all in there. All right, so now we're going to cut these out. I will pause you. Hold on. You watched me cut enough stuff today, so you got an idea of how it works. You saw it in action. So now I used that same like Starburst seal punch. I think it was a seal actually, because with those jagged edges like that, it kind of looks like a certificate seal. I'm going to glue that down flat. We're going to pop up our cow. And I put him up a little bit higher because I put that ribbon underneath of him. And I think, here's another idea. I got this Flirty Flamingo with the gold ribbon in it. That's what I used on the first card. And that was the only Flirty Flamingo ribbon that I had. And then I had this ribbon, the Pebbled Path. So I'm going to use this on this card. I think it blends a little better with the cow, but maybe I'll post another this or that. See what you guys think, because it is a darker, thicker, chunkier ribbon. But I think it blends with the cow really cute. Should I go that way? I'm going to go that way. It lays a little flatter that way. We will put this last dimensional on there. And what I do for my ribbons a lot of time, I put the dimensional on the bow part, the loops, or the pieces that are going to be sticking out. And then that helps it stay in place. So I put that bow on this one. And then I have these two little stars. And then I punched out a piece from Basic White with this punch. I'm pretty sure it's retired. And I'm going to use this Pebbled Path again with A Star is Born stamp. Can't see with the glare. We're going to go right here, see what we get. Yeah, that works. And then I have the Flirty Flamingo Stampin' Right marker. And then I'm just going to go around the edges of the paper. And this will kind of give an illusion that the paper is mounted on another color. So if you have limited supplies, you could always try this idea, just to go around the edges, and then it, like I said, it gives that illusion that there's, with the color, that maybe it's mounted on another color, or just the accent of having another color there. Let's see what I got in this drawer for more dimensionals. Looks like I got to replenish my filming stand with dimensionals. So we'll put a couple on here. And I'm going to put that right about in the center there, and then we'll put one on the star. Coming around this way. Put another one on this guy. Coming up this way. And then we've got our third base. And we're just going to put some glue on the back of this and glue it in place. And right about there looks pretty good. I think that looks good. Looks a little bit too high. We're going to leave it right there. I'll push it down into place from this side. And there we go. There's our third and final card with that paper that I cut into the 3 different patterns that I cut. Makes 3 different cards. Let's get them all back into the photo here. And there we go. A little dreamer set. And we're all good. I'll be back again hopefully next week. I'll be feeling back to my old self again, and I'll be live on Wednesday night. Until then, you guys have a great holiday weekend. Be safe if you're on the roads, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.